Okay, this is going to be my audience today. Got some friends and family in the house. Okay. Hi. If you go to a professional baseball game, there's one sound that's going to stand out after the game. And that's the sound of the crack of the bat when someone squares one up. This is a very distinct sound, and you're going to hear it no matter where you're at in the stadium, no matter how loud the stadium is. Now with these aluminum bats that we have these days, you don't get that sound anymore, and it's taken away from baseball. Batted ball coefficient of restitution, BBCOR bats, are what we use in college now. They were created to replicate the way a wooden bat hits a baseball. They did this so young players could learn the fundamentals better, learn how to swing better, other than just trying to hit home runs the whole time. I've used all three types of bats. BBCOR bats, BBCOR bats, which were the bats we used before BBCOR, and wood bats. And I can tell you that BBCOR bats don't have as much pop as the BBCOR bats, but they don't feel the same as wood bats when you swing. There are three main reasons why we need to use wood bats instead of BBCOR bats in college. And that is because the transformation from an aluminum bat to a wood bat is very hard, and it makes it hard for players to go from college straight to the MLB. Another reason is that BBCOR bats are much more expensive. And the last reason is that it's hard for pitchers to also make that step into the MLB when they have to face a different type of bat. 90% of all players that play in the minor leagues never make it to the show. The big reason for this is because they have struggles at the plate. Even the best defensive players around cannot make it to the show if they can't hit a baseball. A BBCOR bat could outperform a wood bat by 5%. A BBCOR bat can only outperform a wood bat by 0%. It can't even make it to 1%. So that shows that they do perform about the same. Where the difference comes in is the way that the bat swings. A wood bat has a bigger moment of inertia than a BBCOR bat. That doesn't allow you to stop your swing as easily as with a BBCOR bat. Also, it's harder to adjust to a swing. Like if someone pitches a curveball, it's harder to adjust to that pitch with a wood bat than it is with a BBCOR bat. That makes it easier to bat with a BBCOR bat. So when a college player makes a step into the MLB, they're stuck in the minors because they're not used to how to use these new bats. And that's why players spend so much time in the minors before they can make it to the MLB or don't make it there at all. And some people say that the reason why we don't use wood bats in college is because that you can break your bat more often. But if you know how to use a bat and you know how to swing the right way, you're not going to break your bat. And that takes us into the prices. A BBCOR bat can cost up to $400. That's the most expensive, but if you want a good quality, you have to pay that much for a good bat. The lowest price you can pay for a BBCOR bat is $60, but you're not going to get a good quality. On the other hand, if you're trying to buy a wood bat, the most expensive that you're going to pay is up to $150. But for a good quality bat, you can pay $50 to $60 and get the same quality as if you would have with that bat that's $150. The lowest bat that would cost is $20 for a wood bat, and it's still going to perform well. Some people make the point that wood bats break more frequently than BBCOR bats, which would cause you to have to buy a multiple amount of bats, and buying this frequent bats over and over will run the price up. But as I explained before, if you know how to use a wood bat and you know how to swing the right way, then you're not going to need to buy new bats because your bat's not going to break. For an example, I bought a wood bat 3 years ago. I've used it for 3 different seasons. In that time, I started my freshman year of college. During my freshman year, I bought a BBCOR bat. And that's this bat in the picture right here. As you can tell, it's snapped in half. I used it for about a year before it snapped in half on me. At that time, I bought another BBCOR bat. And this bat was a different story. It didn't even last a year. It didn't even last 1 game. First game I used it, it got a dent in it. I continued to use the bat because it still worked, but by the end of the year there's 3 dents in the bat, and it did not perform as well as it did at the beginning of the year or as what other bats performed. And this will take us into the last point that I have today. And the last point for why we should have wood bats is for the pitcher's sake. When you're pitching against someone with a wood bat, you're gonna pitch differently than someone with a BBCOR bat, and that's because what we talked about earlier is the way that you swing. Because it's harder to stop a swing with a wood bat, then when you're pitching, you can throw more junk pitches or curveballs that start as a strike and move out of the strike zone into a ball. And as the batter begins their swing because it looks good, they can't stop because they have too much inertia in the bat. So there's more inertia in a wood bat than in a BBCOR bat. So you pitch differently. Also, the way you pitch against the bat itself, if you hit someone on the handle with a wood bat, it's not going to go anywhere. Or if you hit on the end of the bat, it's going to break the bat or just go nowhere. With a BBCOR bat, it's going to bounce off of that and have a lot more movement than with the wood bat. So the way you pitch is completely different. And making that step into the major leagues, you have to adjust to that and understand that. And you can throw more strikes instead of throwing a lot of junk against BBCOR bats. And that's going to take us to a conclusion. Baseball is America's pastime. And ever since these aluminum bats have been invented, the game has been changed. We need to go back to the way it was. BBCOR bats for high school baseball is a great idea and should still be used because it helps them make that transformation from the old bats to using wood bats. And it is a good idea. But as grown men of college baseball, they should be using wood. There's no reason not to. BBCOR bats take away the ability to get prepared for the MLB as a pitcher and as a batter. And they are much more expensive, which costs the school money and players money. So that's why we should use wood bats in the college instead of BBCOR bats. Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Questions? Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming and listening today.
Show yourself.